The Chargers chose a cost-effective approach at the running back position last offseason, but it proved costly during the 2024 campaign, especially when J.K. Dobbins suffered an injury. The team struggled with both high-level talent and depth at the position. With Dobbins heading into free agency, addressing the running back spot will be a top priority for Los Angeles this offseason. And now we are hearing rumor making the rounds. The idea of Najee Harris potentially landing with the Chargers as a running back for 2025. It's an interesting scenario, so I'll dive into it. Share some thoughts about the current running back room and what this could mean for other free agents already on the Chargers' radar. Let's get into it. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Now, Najee Harris to the Chargers. It's just a rumor at this point. Nothing set in stone. With free agency about a month away, things are bound to get interesting. If this rumor gains traction, it could shake up the roster and bring some big decisions for the team. What do you all think about this possibility? Would Harris be a good fit for the Chargers? Let me know your thoughts. Taking a step back, let's also discuss the broader picture of running backs and how their value has been perceived in the NFL recently. There was a time not too long ago when Austin Eckler was advocating for running backs to get the paychecks they deserve. It's an ongoing debate in the league that affects both contracts and player mood. Running back is definitely one of those positions in the NFL that tends to be undervalued and underpaid. It's always a hot topic, and this offseason could be pivotal in how teams approach the position. Look at what happened with the Eagles. They signed Saquon Barkley to a big contract, went to the Super Bowl, and won it in his first year. That kind of success might start shifting the narrative. Teams might begin to place more emphasis on the position and consider paying premium contracts to top-tier running backs. Now, whether Najee Harris fits into that premium player category is up for debate. He's had some solid production, but it's hard to say if teams would see him as someone worth a big investment. This free agency period will be fascinating to watch in terms of how running back contracts shape up. Bringing it back to the idea of Harris joining the Chargers, it's an interesting one. Over his 4 career seasons, Harris has racked up more than 1,000 rushing yards each year, totaling 4,312 rushing yards and 28 touchdowns. His career average is 3.9 yards per carry. Not spectacular, but steady. A career average of just 3.9 yards per carry isn't great for a running back. Ideally, you'd want to see someone hitting that 4.5 yards per carry mark consistently. Harris has never surpassed 4.1 yards per carry in a single season, which raises some questions about his explosiveness. His longest run in his career is only 37 yards. So he doesn't really have that breakaway speed that's so valuable for game-changing plays. That ability to hit the home run is something many running backs work to develop. Take J.K. Dobbins as an example. He's made strides to improve his speed, and it's paid off. If Harris were to join the Chargers, he might benefit from a better situation. A stronger offensive line in Los Angeles could help elevate his game. I'm not saying the Steelers' offensive line was bad, but sometimes a change in scheme or system can make a huge difference for a player. With the Chargers, Harris might find a scheme that fits him better. One thing that stands out about Harris is his durability. He started all 68 games of his career so far, which is incredible for a running back. Not missing a single game is a rare accomplishment in this league. On top of that, he can contribute in the passing game, with 180 career receptions for 1,149 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. That versatility is a valuable asset for any team. Najee Harris's size, around 230 pounds, does give him the ability to get those tough, physical yards. That's a valuable trait for any running back. But when you think about what Gus Edwards has brought to the table, he's shown he can deliver in similar situations as well. Edwards is under contract for 1 more year, and he's proven to be a reliable option. Pairing him with J.K. Dobbins has been a solid 1-2 punch for the team, a complimentary peanut butter and jelly situation, if you will. Both backs have their roles and bring balance to the running game. Looking at the financial side, Najee Harris is projected to command somewhere between $7 million and $9 million per year. That's a significant investment for a running back, especially when you consider the current setup with Gus and J.K. While Harris might bring similar production to what Edwards provides, the question becomes whether it's worth making that financial leap. Reflecting on last year's running game with Gus and J.K., it wasn't exactly top tier. The team didn't have the most consistent run game and wasn't anywhere near being a top 10 rushing team. Improvements need to be made, both in the run game execution and on the offensive line, to elevate the overall performance. It's not just about personnel, it's about getting the entire unit to function at a higher level. If the Chargers were to bring in someone like Najee Harris, it would be interesting to see how he fits into their system. But there's still a lot to consider, especially with free agency around the corner, and players like J.K. Dobbins, who is also a free agent, potentially wanting to stay with the team. I think J.K. Dobbins loves being in Los Angeles. He's familiar with the system, understands it well, and has a great opportunity to thrive with the Chargers. It's just a matter of what free agency brings and how the market shapes up for running backs this offseason. Going back to the broader question, Will the running back position become a premium one again? I'm not talking about contracts in the 10, 20, or $30 million per year range, but we could start seeing a noticeable increase in pay for running backs. The position seems to be regaining some of its importance, with teams relying on these players to elevate their offense. As that trend continues, it's only natural for salaries to climb. For someone like J.K. Dobbins, his current market value might be in the $2 to $4 million range per season. In my opinion, he's worth more, somewhere in the $5 to $6 million range. He's a valuable player, and having him back with the Chargers would make a lot of sense. Despite missing 4 games due to being placed on IR, Dobbins was still just shy of 1,000 rushing yards. If he had played those games, he could have easily been a 1,000 to 1,300 yard rusher, which would have marked the first time the team had a 1,000 yard back since Melvin Gordon in 2018. Bringing Dobbins back could provide the stability and production the Chargers need in the run game, and his potential for high-level performance makes him a key player to consider for the future. Now, what if the Chargers paired J.K. Dobbins with Najee Harris? Imagine emphasizing the run game with 2 backs who can consistently deliver. It could be an exciting option. You could let go of Gus Edwards, redirect that money toward J.K. Dobbins, and then build a backfield featuring Dobbins and Harris. That would be a strong 1A-1B combo. It would add depth, ensuring the run game stays productive even if one of them is out. We've seen how much the run game struggled when Dobbins went down, so having 2 solid backs is critical. It's not just about having depth, but also maintaining that balance and consistency throughout the season. Now, what if the team just sticks with either Dobbins or Harris? Should they consider drafting another running back? This draft class looks promising for running backs, and there's a real potential to find quality talent in the mid to late rounds. Adding a young back to the mix could be a smart move, ensuring there's a pipeline of talent at the position. Personally, I like the idea of grabbing a physical back like Cam Scatabo in the 3rd round. Pairing him with a proven player like J.K. Dobbins could create a dynamic Thunder and Thunder type backfield. 2 physical runners who can wear defenses down. It's an exciting possibility and one that could elevate the team's run game to a new level. So, wrapping things up, this was a quick reaction to the rumor about Najee Harris potentially joining the Chargers. The big question is whether you're willing to invest $7 to $9 million a year to bring him in. It's a decision that would shape the backfield significantly, and it's definitely worth discussing. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Harris is worth it? Would you rather see a young back from the draft paired with Dobbins? Drop your opinions in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Your support means a lot to us. It means a lot to